So if you don't already know, I am a heavy Samsung fanboy. I've had a Samsung since like what, kindergarten? And when I was in kindergarten, I didn't even really have a proper phone. It was just the ones I used to borrow from my dad. He always had a Samsung phone that he was given by his workplace, you know, a work phone, so he could do work. First time he got a phone, he was like, oh my god, a touchscreen. How the hell do I use this? But anyways, getting back on track. Recently, Samsung has been, you know, caught by a Reddit user that says, I think they're called I Hate Photos. It was something along the lines of that. And this was brought to my attention by Nick Tech's video on the matter, where Samsung apparently is lying about their zoom capability when taking a picture of the moon. Now I think this is crazy because, you know, in my defense, I am a very heavy Samsung user. I love Samsung devices. I thought about, you know, Samsung tablets. Now I still stick to an iPad, for example, but their phones, yeah, I'm sticking with Samsung. You know, in my country, an iPhone 14 Pro Max base price, you know, the cheapest you can pay for it, without any packages or anything, is 1,500 euros. My phone, without any packages, costs 1,480, and that is not the base model. That is the half terabyte model. The base model is like 1,200 euros, around 1,200 euros, give or take like 50 bucks. So, like, look at this camera, look at it. It goes in, there's like a mirror in this camera, because the camera is actually under here as well. It's like this big old lens. Now that's why I think it's crazy that Samsung is being called a liar. And I've seen the video, like apparently, oh yes, I take this photo not by Samsung. I should not be racist, I'm sorry. I took this photo, like that's what the Redditor said. They said that I took this photo, I downscaled it, and then I applied a blur, so there was basically no details. It was like a very low resolution, very blurred photo of the moon. It was terrible, it looked terrible. And then they went across, they like full screened it on their monitor, they walked across the room, they took a picture with their phone, and it just, you know, it improved the picture quality by a little more than I think is comforting, honestly. Even I'm a bit shocked. It's like similar to the Huawei situation, but it isn't just a filter, I noticed, because the coloring was weird and the sharpening looked weird. It wasn't just a filter, it was like a bunch of things all at once. It was a bunch of like, sharpening, color correction, and, you know, exposure correction. And I also watched MKBHD's video on this, and he says it's got something to do with the scene optimizer. At least that's what I think he said. Yeah, so he said something about the scene optimizer optimizing, you know, the camera quality and all of this. And how the hell is my battery on 2 bars on this camera? Jeez, I really need another one. So the scene optimizer, as it says here, says automatically optimize camera settings to make dark scenes look brighter, food look tastier, and landscapes look more vivid. Now, for some reason, nowhere here does it say it makes the moon look fake. Well, not fake, but like unrealistically well made, you know, well taken off by a phone. Cause like seriously, how the hell are you gonna take such a good picture with just the phone? Yeah, this is a 10x lens, but the rest of that 90x is digital, which is still impressive for a, what is this lens? Or a sensor, 10 megapixels, you know, that's a bit weird. 10x is already done, and you still got 10 megapixels left. But then you gotta do 90x, right? 90x. more to get to that 100x with only 10 megapixels. Like even with this 108 megapixel camera, some shots look absolutely awful. Like seriously, I took this picture of this computer at my school, like the insides, so I can write down all the details instead of always having to open that computer, and write. It's like we gotta do it for class, school stuff. I took a picture of it with this 108 megapixel camera. First picture, I didn't turn on the detail enhancer. It's like, why would I need detail enhancer? They got 108 megapixels ready to shoot. And I took a picture, it looked terrible. It looked weird. It didn't make sense. It just, something was off. Like, yeah, me showing you this picture won't make it obvious, but like, it's like there was a weird blur effect, is what I'm trying to say. It's like I moved forward mid-shot, but I didn't. I stayed completely still, and when I zoom in, somehow the quality doesn't look the way it should. It just looks very, very weird. Then I took another picture with the detail enhancer. It still was a little overexposed. That's what I feel like that is happening. It feels a little too bright, and it's weird. It messes with my head. It's like, what the heck am I looking at? It looks a little funny. But compared to the earlier picture, this is miles better compared to this. Like honestly, no cap, for real. Like I took that picture yesterday. It's Monday then. So I don't know. I guess Samsung phones are good, but maybe, just maybe, you don't need to buy it brand new like I did, because it's not worth it. Just wait 1 year, buy one that's used when the next generation comes out, and you will save a buttload of money. This phone right here should have cost me $1480. I paid $1128, 28 provided by my parents, thank you. 1100 being mine. And the weird part was, why didn't I wait? I could have waited half a year, bought a cheap budget phone at the time for like a couple $100, saved up money until then, but instead of buying the new generation, which is a lot better than this one in terms of like this camera, 200 versus 108, big difference, and Snapdragon. I should have just waited like until there were some eBay listings, because I did have a debit card when the new generation came out. Like go on eBay, buy an S22 Ultra used, half terabyte. Now it should have actually been under $1,000, and I wouldn't be stuck with it for 2 years. Because I bought it with my data plan, so whether or not I break this or I want to keep it, I have to have it for at least 2 years. Now, let's hear me out. Before anyone says, oh my god, you're acting so spoiled, white privilege, why am I bringing race into this? Wow, the absolute privilege of this rich, spoiled kid. Hear me out. I have a really good case on this phone. Right? I drop it once on the ground. I drop it once in the case, and it's not that far of a drop. It's like from my pocket, I drop it with the case. I'm just removing the case so I can show you. And this happens. What is that? Oh, I know what that is. That is the armor aluminum damaging like it's nothing. And this part hurt when I saw it. It was. I even restarted my phone to see if it's just like a weird software bug. I dropped my phone, right? I threw ice into the air. I had my phone here, so it's definitely higher this time. I had it in my chest, chest pocket. I throw ice into the air. It goes up like this, and then just starts falling onto the ground. I can't catch it in time. It falls on its screen. It falls screen first. with its case on, like this, flat on the ground. And, oh, I pick it up, oh, the screen is completely fine. No, it isn't. The glass is. But this is what happened to my phone. Oh. You know, it's terrible, but you know. Am I angry that this happened? Yes. Am I still angry? Barely. Why? Because Jesus Christ, there is no point sending this phone for like an almost $500 screen repair for just a little bit of pixels that are, you know, not working anymore. If like the screen was like half broken, like it was like this, or the touch screen didn't work like on this entire bottom region or this entire top, just like completely stopped working. Like if the screen stopped working, if the glass cracked, the glass replacement is $200, so it's like half the price of the screen replacement, logically. Then it would make sense to get a screen replacement. But now, just a little bit of pixels on the, like, luckily on the side of the screen, right side of the screen. Not too worth replacing, honestly. I'll keep it like this until, like, if something worse happens, for example, like, oh no, I dropped my phone into lava. I guess I gotta get a new phone then, because, you know, it's lava. But yeah, that was my take on the... I deviated a lot from the point of this video. The point of this video was, oh look, Samsung bad, because you know what they did? They faked the moon pictures. But now I'm talking about my phone, and my experience with this phone, which has been pretty good. But the only thing that I hate about the S22 Ultra, the Exynos processor. Oh my god, it gets hot when playing video games. And one time I was filming a YouTube video, right, like I always do. Which video was it? The video I made yesterday, this 300 billion luxury, 300 billion mini luxury home tour, which was also filmed in here. I filmed it for like a little over 7 minutes, like almost 8 minutes, because 15 seconds was unused footage, like completely unused, didn't put it in the video. My phone was hot. Not just hot, you know, like hot, oh it was hot to the touch. No, it was hard to hold, like it was hard to press on the screen. I put my phone in the goddamn fridge. I had to put it in the fridge so it would cool down and stop trying to make a house fire. Because this Exynos 2200 processor is giving me terrible flashbacks of the Exynos 990, but the Exynos 990 was way worse than this Exynos 2200. Let's get that right. So the S23 Ultra has a Snapdragon processor only in all regions, which is definitely better than this Exynos processor. So am I upset about having Exynos processor? A bit. Why am I not that angry about it, despite ranting about it a lot? Because I ended up spending almost a little over 300 bucks less by just getting the Exynos version. Because data plan. Oh my god, that's a big echo. So yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble for 14 minutes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh wow, this camera is also very hot, but it's very hot, jeez. I'm surprised this camera can actually, you know, last. Oh no. The camera lens is dirty. No. 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 Are you kidding me? You know, I'm gonna do you guys a favor. I'm gonna put this video from this camera onto my phone, and then I'm going to try my best to improve the video quality. So yeah, I mean, I guess I understand why this camera is so hot. Look at how tiny it is, dude. Like, oh my god, it's so tiny. It's so tiny. You're so tiny. You little baby. No. Look at that. This is you. This is me. You see the difference? The difference is I can eat you and you can't eat me.